In this video, we will see how to detect problems in the compressor of an inverter air conditioner. We will particularly focus on when the compressor does not start. Follow these steps to troubleshoot the problem. 1. Turn off the unit and disconnect it for several minutes. Then, turn it back on and check if the problem persists. 2. If the problem reappears, use a multimeter in the AC voltage scale to verify that the supply voltage from the external source is correct. 3. If the voltage is not adequate or fluctuates, consider connecting the equipment to another power source or using a voltage stabilizer. If the voltage is within the correct values, go to the outdoor unit and check that the electrical connections are in good condition, ensuring there are no loose wires. 4. If the connections are fine, it's time to intervene in the outdoor unit. Open it and locate the compressor. With the equipment de-energized, disconnect the connector that powers the compressor. 5. Set the multimeter to the ohms scale and measure the resistance between each pair of pins on the compressor. You must take 3 measurements in total, and the values obtained should be almost equal. If there are significant differences, there may be a problem with the motor windings of the compressor. 6. If the resistances between pins are correct, check the continuity of the power cables from the compressor connector to the electronic board. Use the multimeter in continuity or sound mode. The electrical resistance of the cables should be minimal. 7. If everything is still fine, it's time to test the Intelligent Power Module, IPM, which is responsible for supplying current to the inverter compressor. Follow these steps. A. Disconnect the unit for several minutes to ensure the electrolytic capacitors are discharged. Set the multimeter to diode mode. With the positive probe of the multimeter, touch the negative polarity of the high-power electrolytic capacitors, and with the negative probe, measure one of the compressor connector pins. B. Perform this measurement 3 times, leaving the positive probe of the multimeter on the negative polarity of the capacitor, and rotating the negative probe among the 3 pins of the connector U, V, W. The values obtained should be the same in all 3 measurements. C. Next, perform the same test, but this time place the negative probe of the multimeter on the positive polarity of the capacitor, and the positive probe on the compressor connector pins. Repeat the measurement 3 times, leaving the negative probe on the positive polarity of the capacitor, and rotating the positive probe among the pins U, V, W. Once again, the values should be equal in all 3 measurements. 8. If everything seems correct, it is likely that the problem lies in the outdoor electronic board, specifically in the PFC, power factor correction circuit.